gets up in transition and available and has range.
Home stretch of the season, and it's a battle at the top of the standings as Pepperdine visits UCLA on Big Ten Plus.
This is UCLA, where extraordinary things happen, where the internet was born. Yes, the internet. Where Coach John Wooden inspired us to make each day our masterpiece. Where we don't just break records, we shatter them. Where legends are made. Where about half our state students attend tuition-free. To put it simply, UCLA is the dream school. UCLA in the Big Ten, a powerhouse alliance redefining what it means to be legendary.
Where does the Big Ten sports action never stop for the biggest fans of the best sports conference in the country? Big Ten Plus. Thousands of non-televised live games and events across the Big Ten. Next day on-demand game replays of televised and non-televised events. Multi-view to watch up to 4 games at once. And the 24/7 channel for your favorite school. So don't just follow the Big Ten action this season.
Unbelievable.
Hurl yourselves right into the middle of it. Download the Big Ten Plus app today.
Yeah, welcome back. Moments away from our first serve to what is a big week. Pepperdine at UCLA tonight, UCLA at Pepperdine Saturday night. Take a look at the Waves starting lineup. Gabe Dyer at center, his brother George on the outside, Cole Harkey as well there with Ryan Barnett, a great group of pins. Ethan Watson, James Eady in the middle. Jacob Riley, the Concordia transfer at libero for head coach Jonathan Winder. And for UCLA, Cameron Thorne in the middle with Matthew Edwards. Thorne, of course, the leading blocker on UCLA. Luca Kirchi, Cooper Robinson, leading attacker on the Bruins. Sean Kelly, the freshman, getting a start as well. Lido David, Matthew Aziz at libero. Andrew Rowan right there on your screen. The all-everything setter for the Bruins. UCLA, Pepperdine, very similar numbers coming in offensively. One team hitting .370, the other team hitting .364. And again, Waves are 6-0 in the MPSF starting their second half tonight. The Bruins are 4-0, also unbeaten in the conference. USC, of course, the third team who is unbeaten in MPSF play. They'll get Grand Canyon for 2 this week. Away we go, left to right on the overpass, and it'll be immediately dumped down by Ryan Barnett. And the Waves strike first.
George Dyer is feasting at the service line. We always talk about the serve and pass game, but the Waves really have to push it to the limit on their serve.
This is George Dyer out of San Clemente at the service line. 10 aces on the year. The Waves, a fantastic serving team. 113 aces. They get 1.8 per set. They misfire on their first attempt, and Andrew Rowan will serve it up for the Bruins, who are also a terrific serving team. UCLA, 123 aces on the year. The MPSF leaders, 2.02 aces per set as a team. Rowan's got 14 on the year. Ball served to the back row. Dyer set the middle. Eady. Bruins pop it up. 1-1 early. Cooper Robinson inside of 10. He misfires. It is out of bounds. Waves back on top.
Robinson saw that opportunity because the Waves allowed him to swing that line. We know that Robinson has range and he likes to go cross court, but that was great defense by the Waves to force that unforced error.
Of course, Cooper's had a wonderful season, hitting .406, just under 3.5 kills per set. And the attack leaders not only for UCLA, but in the entire conference. Tied it too early, and Cooper Robinson will serve it up. Robinson with 22 aces on the season. That is second most on UCLA. Out of the Palisades, looking sideline, and just missed it. However, we could have a very early challenge. John Hawks wasting no time picking up the green card. They're going to take a look at this. Just our 5th point of the night.
Well, we know that every point counts. And can we talk about the service pressure? These athletes are trying to hit a moving object, manipulate it in the air about 70 to 75 miles an hour and hit a 2x2 square on the other side of the net. Even if this ball is out, it is such an elite serve to try and carve up these service lines.
Let's take a look We are on the other side of the court, so we'll get a better look here. Robinson looking sideline. Did he clip the outside part of the line? Flag went up immediately. John Hawks and the Bruins did not hesitate, wanting to go to that green card. Being looked at by Bert Fuller across the way, the down ref tonight. Tony Chan is the up ref. Great crew. Take a look at John Hawks, first-year head coach, of course, for the Bruins, coming over from Loyola Chicago, formerly an assistant all over out west, UCLA, USC, UC Irvine, Long Beach State. Got the Bruins right on top at 4-0 in the conference. All right, we have a verdict. It's in. So he just does touch that line, and what a serve. As it turned out.
Reverse Uno card there. Take a look here with you, carving down the sideline, challenging area 5 with front row outside Barnett, tagging it, saying you're it.
Of course, the Bruins will get that challenge back, so going up 3-2. Robinson, tough serve. Down the middle, little tip up front, and that's Ethan Watson, last year's MPSF Freshman of the Year.
Watson has done a great job in his blossoming career in the middle for the Waves. He's up in transition, has great vision as well.
Yeah, he hits .534 in the middle. He's got 47 blocks. Here's Cole Harkey at the service line. Robinson with the pass, tracked down by Rowan. Left side swing. That is going to be dug up back row. Barnett on the left, picked up by the Bruins. A swing and a score for Sean Kelly, the freshman out of Manhattan Beach, Loyola High.
Kelly doing a great job of challenging the block inside of the Waves. Watch as Kelly kicks out in transition. What a dig by Rowan. First off, it's an out-of-system play, and Kelly challenging the inside of that block by the Waves.
Cameron Thorne at the service line. Of course, the Grand Canyon transfer, having a fantastic middle season for UCLA. A swing for Harkey, dug up. Edwards takes a shot off balance from about 16 feet off the net. Harkey can't get it down. Ido David gonna lean in, and that's way too powerful.
The Waves are doing a great job of staying disciplined and patient on defense right now. Expect to see the Waves keep running these different defensive schemes as the game continues on.
David's been a little up and down, I would say, this year. He is hitting .292. He's a great server. He's the ace leader on UCLA with 26. But he has run hot and cold for the Bruins. David again, they go right back to him, and you gotta love that decision.
Right, and we can expect the Bruins to find David in the back row and front row. David doing a great job of broad jumping into that last set, which brings him to the service line, has a steady serve for the Bruins, leading the Bruins in aces with 26 to his name.
David puts it in the air, leans in, fires one away off the tape, taken by Riley, the libero in the white jersey, and nice out there to George Dyer, one of their outsides.
George Dyer is an all-around volleyball player. He was a starting libero at USC, a transferred grad student, and is racking up some kills on the outside for the Waves.
Yeah,
volleyball is in his blood.
Yep, talking to Coach Winder well before the match tonight. Some guys are not playing their natural positions this year for the Waves, off a block and out. And Cole Harkey's one example. He's played opposite in high school. He was an outside hitter. And then, of course, you got, as you mentioned, George coming over from USC. So and it's worked out really nice, to their credit.
It is, and Harkey has been so dynamic on the pin, going from the left to the right. It's a little bit different with your approach, getting your feet to the ball and your angles that you have. What a swing there by Dyer for the Waves. But Harkey filling that role as a freshman is very impressive.
It is 6-all after the Dyer kill. Nice set by his brother, and a lot of Dyers.
I think there's about 6 of them, couple sisters.
Yes, Heidi was a great setter for the Pepperdine women's team, both indoor and on the beach.
Yep, played against her plenty of times.
Yep. Cameron Thorne back to the middle for UCLA, who have taken a 1-point lead, still in the single digits here in set 1. 2-match series. Series shifts to Malibu on Saturday at 5 o'clock. Edwards at the line. Ball taken by Barnett back row. Dyer to Edie, and that's going to be a kill. He's been a big factor for Pepperdine in the middle of the court. James Eady, their blocking leader on the year with 55.
Eady batting .438 for the Waves this season. Stands at 6'7" and uses all 6'7" of that length to carve up inside the Bruins block.
All right, so this is George Dyer at the line. He's got 10 aces on the year. Fires away. Robinson, get it to Rowan. Back to Robinson, high off the wall. Riley, the last touch, but nothing else. Cooper Robinson.
Robinson is a name we've heard all season long for the Bruins. He does a great job of just staying steady no matter whether it's in medium set opportunities or an in-system set.
First kill for Robinson. Bruins now 5 for 9 as a team, swinging with a couple of errors. 3:33 early, and Andrew Rowan puts it in the air, goes down the middle. It'll look pretty good from here, and he got it. Second ace of the night for UCLA. Jonathan Winder may want to take a look at this.
Rowan trying to tag that end line from this point of view. It does look very much in, but it never hurts to challenge just to make sure. Each team allotted 2 challenges.
And a couple of quick challenges in the single digits of set one by either side. Bruins 1 for 1, and they're both looking at whether an ace was in or out, and the Bruins successful. And a quick verdict here by Bert Fuller, and that's going to be an ace, the second one for UCLA. And quick explanation by Fuller. And
these serves are happening so fast. Watch as Rowan is able to get on top of that volleyball, driving it into that 1-6 seam.
Yeah, Rowan, and a really good server, of course, All-American setter for the Bruins. Another powerful serve down the middle to Jacob Riley. Back set it goes. Harkey high off the wall, covered back line by Kelly. Rowan to Robinson, cross court, dug by Riley. Here come the Waves. Barnett, 3 blockers up, and a nice smart touch by Barnett right after the block.
Great,
Touch, yeah.
Great volleyball IQ from Barnett. He identified that 3 up on the block for the Bruins and takes a very smart off-speed shot.
Eady with the serve, Kelly on the reception. Low toss to Thorne, but manages to put it over. Bruins by 1. Harkey get it over the wall. Robinson a dig. David. Nice cover off the soft block back row by Dyer. Barnett, that's dug by Kelly. This is our longest point already. Robinson ends it. That was a fairly lengthy point compared to what we've seen the first 18 tonight, so 10-8.
It was a lengthy point because the Waves are playing that disciplined defense. They're doing a really great job of digging the middle deep part of the court in the 1-6 seam, in the 5-6 seam, area 6. The Waves know the Bruins, they're going to get the flashy plays. They're going to get the straight down kills, but where can they beat them is staying patient in the longevity of those long rallies and also earning a first ball side out just like Harkey.
Well, that's Cole Harkey, and that's going to be his first kill on 4 swings. Harkey is going to make a very strong run to MPSF Freshman of the Year honors. I'm not sure there is a better candidate right now. There are a couple names you could throw around out there. Of course, Parker Tompkinson, 7-footer at SC in the middle would be one of them. But Harkey is going to get a big run at that. There's Cameron Thorne in the middle. And someone who's been really consistent, Cole Harkey for the Waves, 3.59 kills and hitting .377 on the year.
Not too shabby for a true freshman, stepping into a big role for the Waves. Harkey out of Barrington, Illinois. Comes from a great family.
There's Cameron Thorne, does not connect there. And it's back to the Ryan Barnett rotation, and the ace leader on Pepperdine with 26 of them. Waves are 7 for an errorless 14, swinging as a team, and there's an ace, his 27th of the year. Getting the back line, we have 3 combined aces, back-to-back Pepperdine points.
Barnett last season was top 5 in aces for the Waves, and now he is leading the charge. He has always had a consistent toss, giving him this opportunity.
Edwards on the reception, Rowan to David, 1-on-2. Out to the left, little skip shot, Dyer, whistle blows, and let's see, under the center line, I believe, for Dyer. I think he was caught awkwardly with his left foot. So Bruins are back on top.
Always want to be careful on those tight ball situations. Great scramble play on the side of the Waves, just going a bit too tight.
Oh,
Dyer
yeah.
trying to save it.
Back both feet. Yeah.
Want to keep everybody safe.
Both feet from Dyer under. David at the line. Off the tape, trickles in there. And wow, did that fool Gabe Dyer, the setter. Just kind of redirected off the tape.
Nothing you can do about that, but say thank you if you're a fan on the side of the Bruins. David getting a little bit lucky there with the tape serve.
And while Barnett a moment ago just got his team high 27th ace, so does Ido David. 6-7 opposite from Israel. Misfires there. Halfway through it in set one. I think this set could be a really good indication of what the rest of the week is going to be like. These two teams battling at the top of the MPSF. Ethan Watson at the line. Short serve to Kirchie in the blue libero jersey. David swings. I don't think he ever cleared. And the Waves have tied it at 13. Yeah, so
Dyer
no block.
diving
Yep.
into that. He needs to identify that Rowan wants to set Ito there in the back row. He has to almost commit block on that.
Now there's a play you don't see too much in the men's game. Looked like a little slide to
It
Edwards.
did.
Yeah, and it worked.
Hey, never say never. Keeping it
Yeah.
a little bit crafty and having some fun out there. If it works, it works.
17th kill of the year for Matthew Edwards on 35 swings. Seen 22 sets in the middle. Bruins have been very deep in the middle.
The Waves now in rotation one with setter Dyer at the service line, giving them all three front row attackers.
Kirchie on the reception. Rowan bump it high in the sky. Left pin Robinson off the soft touch. Picked up by Dyer. And then Dyer, the setter, gets it to Ryan Barnett, who puts it down. And that brings us to a media timeout. We'll keep it here. Pepperdine 15, UCLA 14. And I don't think anybody's led by more than two so far. So
No, it's
Yeah.
been point for point, something that we could expect. We talked about outside hitter Ryan Barnett for the Waves playing a crucial role, and he is really coming into it with that big attack in the back row. He's staying dynamic. There's Barnett, number 14 for the Waves, an all-around volleyball player. He's really come into
either team, 17-14, and John Hawks has to call a timeout.
We knew that defense was going to be prevalent for the Waves, and they're showing us exactly what they are capable of and how they're undefeated in the MPSF so far. They're locked in with their vision on defense, making those block moves. Freshman Cole Harkey stands at 6'11". It's not too shabby as a right side blocker going against one of the top left sides in the nation.
Waves get just under 2 blocks per set. That was the first block tonight for either team. Take a look at Jonathan Winder and what a resume that is. Third season, he won a national championship as the setter for Pepperdine on this floor. Pauley Pavilion back in 2005. A couple years later, he'd become the National AVCA Player of the Year and Pepperdine's all-time assist leader. He was a fantastic setter. From 05 to 08, over 5,100 career assists. Take a look at John Hawks on the other side. First season, welcome back, Coach. Fresh out of Loyola Chicago, where he was the 2023 MIVA Coach of the Year. And his second go-around with the Bruins, he was an assistant here under John Speraw from 15 to 22. And he's been around, knows the game extremely well. He's been with several programs, as we mentioned earlier, out west.
A full circle moment for him as he recruited a handful of the Bruins, if not half the roster of the Bruins as an assistant coach.
Swing there by Kelly, can't get it down. Harkey trying to put the Waves up by 4, can't do so. George on the left, Riley up front, out to the left, and finding the opening there. Out on the left is George Dyer.
George Dyer plays a lot of beach volleyball. That's how he's able to have so many tools in his toolbox with these off-speed shots. He has the vision of the beach game and bringing it indoors.
It's a grad student, transfer from USC, where we pointed out he was mostly a libero. Out to the left, Cooper Robinson. Stops the bleeding there for a moment. That was a heck of a run there for the Waves, forcing UCLA into a timeout, and they now lead it by 3. So the Bruins will put in a serving sub, Kahale Cleany, 6'3" redshirt freshman from Honolulu, and just another Punahou product.
Add it to the list, why don't you? Do you play volleyball in Hawaii if you don't go to Punahou?
Crowd, good numbers tonight, live and well, trying to get the Bruins now back into set 1, but just another service error. Bruins have had 4 of those in set 1. That's the difference, 19-15 Pepperdine. UCLA led it again by 2, 3 times, most recently 11-9. George returns the favor, so 16 serving 19. Starting to get late in this opening frame. Bruins have to start winning some true points, and of course we're talking about service points. Andrew Rowan served an ace earlier. Good serve there. Out of system play here for the Waves. Barnett inside of 10, 3 blockers up. Waves pick up on it. That's Harkey on the near side, and Barnett looking to push it off the wall. Can't do so. Kelly sets it up. Robinson a little tip. Overpass, Robinson off balance. Not yet. Barnett cross court, dug by Robinson. Interesting looking point, and Cooper Robinson, one of the best hitters in the business, finishes it off. A very long point, won by the Bruins, and they get a service point.
Bruins finally able to earn in transition and stay patient. What a great dig by Robinson off blocker to transition and go high down the line.
That's 4 kills now for Cooper Robinson. And in the middle, Edey hits it into the net after a quick set up there by Gabe Dyer. And now John Winder has to call his first time out. So the Bruins are back in it, down by 1. 19-18 here in set 1. Pepperdine a moment ago led it by 4, so 3 unanswered for UCLA.
Coming into the red zone, you have to play disciplined volleyball. Can you play disciplined defense? And Waves, James Edey had 2 sets in that rally, mind you. But it's Robinson giving the Bruins that opportunity to score high down the line.
4 kills, 2 digs, and an ace for that man right there. Jump serve, Rowan. Go to the back row. Bruins looking to tie things up. Left side, Barnett. They have their block up. Left side, Barnett. High off the wall. Barnett again. Dug up front by Aziz. Left side, Cooper Robinson. So now, Victoria, the Bruins are getting their hands up at the net, letting the back row go to work. That's huge.
Huge. The back row is able to dance around the block touches right now. Aziz sliding into that dig, lifting it on the side of the Bruins, allowing them to score in transition.
19 all, 4 in a row for UCLA. Each side with 1 timeout left. Backside, Cole Harkey, 1-on-2. Off the soft block again, and there's Cameron Thorne. We knew he had to be big this week against a really good hitting team, and we know what Cameron's capable of.
Point scoring is contagious. This is a game of momentum right now. The Bruins are able to find a couple more points in transition, and that's a big-time block, being able to find it here in the red zone.
His 69th of the year to lead UCLA, and by the way, it's .561 in the middle. Dyer to Barnett, and Ryan Barnett out on the left connects.
Barnett swinging into the seam of the Bruins, being able to find that 5-6 seam of the court, meaning the middle left back of the court, also known as the coffin corner.
20-20 in this race to 25 in this opening set. Of course, a lot of these sets are decided when you get to this stage. 20s, Robinson takes a swing cross court. Barnett leaning in, 3 blockers up, covered up top by the setter Dyer. Right side Barnett over the wall, and he scores. Ryan Barnett is 6 for an errorless 14 in set 1.
Can you score out of system on medium sets? Barnett took a veteran swing. Watches Barnett, stays patient, delays, and then goes up to the apex of the volleyball.
Off the tape serve, Rowan. A little backwards toss up there to Robinson, who will take another swing. Whistle, and that's going to be a Pepperdine point. And Bruins want to know why. I think you may have a challenge here where I think they called the Bruins in the net.
The Bruins think the Waves netted, and the Waves are saying that the Bruins were in the net.
UCLA is 1 for 1 on challenges. We'll see which way this goes. And this is the third look already total on a challenge. And Bert Fuller taking a look across the way. Now let's see if we can see anything definitive. Don't think anybody was in the net there. Second try by Robinson. And, well, it might be Harkey that came down in the net. Let's see. Right there, number 10 for the Waves. That's Cole Harkey. And the call is indeed reversed. Great work.
Helps to have the challenge system when you need it.
And a great look. Thank you very much for that replay. And that was a clear reversal, not even being questioned by anybody on Pepperdine's side. So got 21s on the board. That's a big reversal there. Bruins are 2 for 2 on challenges. Instead of being down 2, we're tied. Right side, Harkey, cross court, and the freshman connects. Cole Harkey, 2 for an errorless 7.
Great pass by Dyer. Having 2 liberos, number 5, Dyer, as an outside, gives stability in serve receive, allowing the Bruins to utilize a first ball side out.
He's got 23 aces on the year. Cole Harkey to serve. Ball taken by Robinson. Waves by 1, late in set 1, but Cameron Thorne goes hammer right in the middle of the court. No chance at all to pick that one up. Tied again.
The cameras were out for this swing. Watch as Thorne is up in the air on setter ball contact, allowing him to just have a highlight reel swing.
Serving sub for UCLA, it's Spencer Graves, 6'5" sophomore middle out of the Palisades. Comes up to the back line, gets it over, back row to Dyer, right side swing. Harkey, 2 blockers up, played off the net. Watson picks up on it. David looking to place it. Gage Dyer there, right there. Barnett looking high fingertips, can't get it down, and Ito David will finish the point.
Good defense for the Bruins, staying steady in middle back defense. They're standing on top of the end line. Watches Barnett, gets the block touch. It's Robertson with the dig, ready for those block touches.
So we have a lead change, and Pepperdine calls its second timeout.
Still plenty of ball game left. The Waves, of course, looking for that first ball side out here. But the Bruins have really upped their real point earning in transition, meaning that they're not waiting for their opponents to make unforced errors. They're actually finding the floor when they're attacking. They're able to earn a block with Thorne in the middle. As some youngins come in to watch SCVC. I coach for them. I know SCVC.
Nice Thursday night crowd here at Pauley. Saturday is going to be really crowded at Firestone as the series shifts for night 2. It's obviously a huge week. The top of the standings, second half of the schedule embarking on us. And I'll tell you, both these teams have it rough the rest of the way. The Waves not only have to deal with the Bruins this week, they have USC a home and home next week. Then they finish at BYU for 2. The Bruins still have to go to Grand Canyon for 2. It was always tough at home. Got to finish with USC for 2. Got to deal with the Waves this week. Long way to go, right?
The back half of conference is going to be fueled with some top-level volleyball. And coming into postseason play, anything can really happen.
Bruins have it out of the timeout, and there is Cooper Robinson leaning in the middle, and just like that, UCLA's got a couple of set points here.
Robinson getting on his route in the back row, number 11. Watch as he able to hang in the air for half a beat to create that opportunity going high hands.
Waves have it. Dyer to Barnett. High off the wall. Covered there in the middle of the court. Bruins are up, and the Bruins wrap up set number 1, coming back to do it. They win the final 3 of the set. Also, we're down 21 to 20. So, again, a lot of these sets are decided in the 20s, and for sure, UCLA was the better team once it got to the 20s.
They were able to find ways to earn in transition. An unforced error at game point. You hate to see the dagger in the heart, but there's still plenty of ball game left with these last couple of sets.
First set to UCLA. Let's step aside. Bruins 25-22, lead at 1-0 on Big Ten Plus.
There on the right side, watch as Harkey is able to have the finesse with his hand to ball. And in the back row, that body awareness and spatial awareness is so elite.
Harkey serving to our right, to our left. Ball taken by Kelly. Little tip by Edwards. Popped up by Jacob Riley. Swing by Dyer. That is out of bounds. And let's see. Bruins are in the net. Tough break for UCLA there. Waves will score.
Waves getting lucky on that play from the unforced error on the side of the Bruins. Take a look here as we're able to see the Bruins tag the net.
Now the Bruins are going to call an early timeout here in set 2. 7-3. Pepperdine matches its biggest lead of the night. UCLA up 1-0. Well, what do you think so far? UCLA, of course, played very well to finish set 1. I thought the Waves were mostly in control of that set. The Bruins won the last 4 to take it, and now kind of back to old tricks. Waves are getting their second win.
Yeah, the Waves exactly are able to get their second win. I think the Waves are distributing their offense really well. They're able to get different routes going. They're not just honing in on one specific swing. They're mixing up their swings offensively. And the Bruins haven't really been able to find that rhythm early on in these sets.
First season.
And then the Waves will host the MPSF tournament.
David off a touch, covered over, and Sean Kelly, right place at the right time.
Kelly taking advantage of an unforced error on the side of the Waves. Kelly just able to do his job and throw that ball down.
Yeah, Sean Kelly, he has a nice second half to the MPSF schedule. I'll have a shot to get on that all-freshman team. 7-4. Tough serve, and a long way to go for George. He slides to no avail, and that is going to be another Bruin ace. Ito David, he has 2 of them for his 28th.
This is the rotation the Waves have to be able to side out in, going up against the serve of Ito David. He's consistent with his tossing it into the court. He's contacting this ball over the end line.
Back-to-back points for UCLA out of the timeout. The Waves will get a serve back here, leading 8-5.
These serves eclipsing on average, hitting 70, 72 miles an hour.
Hard to believe Ito David, now a senior. Came in during COVID. He's been an absolute mainstay in the program. He's had some incredible matches. Of course, part of a couple of national championship teams.
Great swing there by Robinson on the left side, being able to thread that needle. That's been successful for him this evening.
Kelly at the line, looking for the far sideline, and he serves an ace. Eats up Barnett there, who tried to make kind of a circus pass towards that right sideline.
This is where the Bruins are trying to find their momentum. It starts at the service line.
Sean Kelly, just his 3rd ace of the year. Brings the Bruins to within 1. Still very early in set 2. Ethan Watson as the Waves run the middle. That's dug up by Kelly. Out to the left, and Cooper Robinson ties it.
Bruins able to earn back-to-back points. Real points, if you will. Robinson leads the team with 200 kills on the season. And here's him in transition, going up and over the block of the Waves.
John Kelly still at the service line. Pass up front to Gage Dyer, left side to George. That's popped up. Robinson again, might be a kill. Barnett tracks it down though. It results in a free ball. Andrew Rowan in the middle of the court, out to the left pin, and Cooper Robinson goes right after the wall and scores. Robinson on fire.
Robinson taking advantage of a non-closed block on the side of the Waves. What a dig from Aziz to keep the Bruins alive. Barnett able to chase that ball down on the side of the Waves. But it's Robinson taking advantage of that seam in the block.
He's 8 for 18, and out to the right, Cole Harkey puts it down. Cole Harkey 5 for an errorless 13. Waves hitting .319 for the match. Bruins .372. Ito David, the next high man after Robinson with 4 kills. Watson puts it in play. 9 all in the second, and not for long. Quick point there as Matthew Edwards finishes it.
Great work by Edwards. Take a look at he's able to attack this ball, putting himself on top of the setter and then going thumbs down back towards the sideline.
3rd kill in the middle for Edwards to go with a block. Double digits here in set 2 with the Bruins up 1-0. Yet a 25-22 final, finishing strong. UCLA did in the first frame with 4 in a row. Short serve there by Gage Dyer, right side, Ito David, and I don't know if that's how he wanted to hit it necessarily. The set was a little bit behind him, but he just kind of placed it in there, so it worked.
It was great ball awareness. I like to call this a yellow light swing. When it's not in your wheelhouse and you have to find a way to score, what's your yellow light swing? And he was able, you saw his head say, hey, yeah, sure, that works.
Did what he had to do. Put the Bruins back on top. Left side it goes. Harkey trying to get it through the wall. Denied. Thorne and David standing tall. But then on the second effort, out on the left pin, Harkey finishes 11 all.
Nothing you can do about that. When you're standing at 6'11", you're going to hit over a lot of blocks, including the Bruins. Harkey able to recycle that ball, transition out, and then go deep into that seam, into the coffin corner. Perfect swing.
George Dyer at the service line, the grad student out of San Clemente, former USC libero, misfires there.
Both teams trying to push the gas pedal at the service line, because at this level of NCAA volleyball, if you have an easy serve, it's much like a free ball.
Serving numbers now for the Waves, 2 aces, 6 errors. Out to the left side, 3 blockers up for UCLA with Barnett going up. Right side, Harkey, and he'll score.
A quick arm swing from Harkey gives him this opportunity to score and beat that block of the Bruins. Watch as Harkey is able to kick out. It's a big step close, and there's no delay in his arm. As soon as his feet leave the ground, his arm goes.
Listed as 6'11". Freshman. Rowan. Out to the right, Ito David, the flag is up. Bruins calling for a touch. And they're gonna, I think, just let it go. The Waves go back on top.
Great route by David. Rowan hanging it perfectly inside.
Rowan to Cameron Thorne. That was well done all the way around. Pass set hit, run the middle. Bruins obviously good enough to do it. You got one of the best setters in the game to be able to run it.
Continues to be dynamic, showing us exactly why he's #1 in the MPSF in hitting percentage.
Thorne at 13 all, leans in. Ball taken by Barnett. Dyer back to Barnett and gets it through the wall of Edwards and David.
Barnett continues to use all the tools in his toolbox. Also a Pepperdine Scholar athlete, so has the IQ in the classroom as well.
8 for an errorless 20. That's an even 400 for Ryan Barnett. Cole Harkey. Ball taken in the back. Rowan a back set. David high off the wall. Ito David. Nice hard swing out on this right pin.
David just doing his job as he should. Watches David is able to attack fully into this volleyball. Big bow and arrow on his arms with a high elbow. And when you have one-on-one, good things happen.
6 kills for Ido David as we're all locked up again. 14 all in set 2. Bruins 1-0 in a monster MPSF match. And how about another ace?
What an unbelievable serve from Ido David. Watch as he unleashes on this volleyball, clocking in towards 70 miles an hour into that seam. Catching Dyer in that 5-6 seam. I expect David to try and tag that seam again.
Yeah, and this program, believe me, has taken a lot of heat with all the service errors they have committed. You know, in these last few years, sometimes they get 30-plus service errors a night, but I'll tell you, they go after them, and they connect a lot, too. And tonight they're connecting. 7 aces.
I think you have to take chances, right? And that's something that we can talk about in men's volleyball is the service pressure that needs to happen. Because as I said, if you have an easy serve, it's a free ball, and it's going to come right back into your face, right? So you have to be able to push the envelope at the service line. These athletes clocking in, as I said, into the mid-70s miles per hour. Can we just talk about the physics of it for a second? You are a flying object, contacting a flying object, and manipulating it in the air to then carve it down the sideline. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Sean Kelly wins a very brief joust there to put UCLA back on top, 16-15. Kelly down the middle, Jacob Riley on the pass to Dyer, backside Harkey. That's popped up in the back row by Sean Kelly, having a very nice evening so far. Robinson puts it down. Cooper Robinson, 9 for 18 with 2 airs. Go with a couple of aces and 3 digs. Sean Kelly's having a night.
He is. He's playing middle back defense very well. He's staying disciplined. He's stopped on defense, meaning he's not moving on setter ball contact. You have to be stopped on defense no matter if you're in a good or bad position on the court, and then you have to react to the ball. If you're moving when the attacker's hitting, bad things happen.
He's 4 for an errorless 7. That's 571. Then he's got the ace, 4 digs, and 1 block. So he's filling up the stat sheet quite nicely, and we're just about, we're starting to get in the second half of set 2 here with UCLA, 3 in a row. Pepperdine has called a timeout. Well, these two teams, these two programs, of course, 2 of the best in the men's volleyball game. Hey, you mentioned his dad is in attendance, I know.
Yes, Mr. Toon is here, administrator for Punahou.
Yeah. Front row, it runs to James Eady, and he knocks it down. Assist Gabe Dyer. Another tight set, 18-17. After the Bruins won it in the first by 3. Graves out, Edwards out.
Set is front row for the Bruins and back row for the Waves. Can the Waves try and utilize, well, I spoke too soon. Now we rotate with that missed serve, and both sides have all 3 attackers in the front row, including their back row attack on the BIC.
7th service error for Pepperdine, matching the UCLA total. The difference is the Bruins have 5 more aces on the night. Ball down the middle to Riley. Run the middle, and that is James Eady.
Eady does a great job of seeing the court in front, and he identified that that set might have not gone all the way into his attacking window, but he waited and he kept a high hand to ball contact, allowing him to find the court.
438 middle hitter and the blocking leader on Pepperdine with 55. Waves miss another serve, puts UCLA at 20.
I expect the Waves to try and find Eady again in the middle. They like getting him going on that loopy set.
Cooper Robinson standing at the basketball baseline here at Pauley. He'll come up, put the toss out in front of him. Serve a tough one to Riley. Making a tough shot here for Ryan Barnett. He just missed it. Wow, that was almost a miraculous pass set hit there for Pepperdine, but Barnett just did miss it.
One of the toughest sets, if not the hardest set to hit in volleyball. When the set is coming from behind your shoulder and your body, and you have to manipulate guiding the ball out back in front of you.
Oh,
It is
Bruins.
very difficult.
Yep. Sigh of relief there for UCLA. That ball just did go out of bounds, and now UCLA's got a 3-point lead, and the Waves call another timeout. 21-18 UCLA, first of 2 this week. In Westwood tonight, in Malibu on Saturday. Match time, if you want to make the trip up, is 5 p.m. And this is not just the only big series going on this week. Got Grand Canyon at USC for 2, Stanford and Menlo for 2, MPSF play there. And then there are some big ones in the Big West. Got a Long Beach UC Irvine series. Got a Hawaii UC San Diego.
Tomorrow I'll be calling that game, which will be fun because my brother played at UC Irvine and I as well played at UCI, and it's the old black and blue rivalry there.
Well, be thinking of me while I'm calling the matchup in the 818 tomorrow night.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Volleyball all around.
Struggling Gauchos of UCSB visiting CSUN tomorrow. The Matadors are actually having a nice season. Problem with them is you got to deal with the rest of what's going on in the Big West. So you got Long Beach State, you got UC Irvine, Hawaii, and that's the issue the Matadors are running into.
And that's just a testament to the depth of the talent in NCAA men's volleyball. I'm going to say it, there should be 16 teams in the tournament.
That's, everybody's wish. Want to get more teams in the NCAA tournament and talk about
the
possibly.
Level's there, right?
Absolutely.
The level, there would be plenty of ball game to go around.
There's talk to at least go into 12 in the next year or 2. So we'll see how that plays out first. Robinson misses a serve out of the timeout. A point that Pepperdine almost needed to win one way or another to bring it back to 21-19.
Good timeout on the side of the Waves, forcing this missed serve.
All right, ball served down the middle. Goes to Kirchie, out to the right. 1-on-2 battle there. Pepperdine, Harkey from 10 and a Bruin wall. Cameron Thorne, Sean Kelly stays hot. Also in on the play, David Decker. Welcome to the party here for UCLA. And by the way, John Winder is going to pull out the green card.
And he might get it, seeing this replay here. Thorne might have caught the net on the way down.
Yeah, he might. Coach Winder might win this. This is his second challenge. He is 0 for 1.
Challenges go if you use it.
Yeah. Tell you what, that man right there has had a busy night so far.
He sure has.
Yep.
And as far as challenges go, if you use it and you don't win your challenge, you lose it.
Yes, and the saying goes, a lot of times coaches will go right for the green card just to settle the team down, have a chance to talk with them. But I think in this case, this is a legitimate challenge from what we saw. So,
I believe so.
Yeah.
Not a challenge that is. Take another look here at this replay. It's a high set to Harkey, and we're watching for Thorne's right elbow on the way down.
Yeah, and he might have even known it, just his reaction when the point was up. Yeah, this is Pepperdine's point. So we think, we're pretty sure actually, that the score will now be 21-20.
Thorne's going, am I going to get away with it? Wait.
Really?
What?
Call stands. So the Bruins certainly get away with one. We'll take another look. There's no question that if you look at the bottom here, the right elbow, as you say, Victoria, this is a net call. Now, sometimes
if
it doesn't affect the point.
Right. So this is what they're arguing. So the ball touched the ground before Thorne touched the net.
There it is. Yep. And John Winder's still going to town. I think he's done now with Bert Fuller. But
so that is why, even though it was a net on the side of the Bruins, the moment of contact of the net from Thorne with the Bruins was after the ball landed on the side of the Waves.
So let's see where the ball drops, okay, versus the net.
Ball touches.
Right there. And then the elbow here. So I think they got it right.
It's a tough call to make, but
Yeah.
it is the right call.
Yes. You know, in real time and first look at the replay, we're thinking, well, the Bruins got away with it, you know, because certainly his elbow was in the net. But then further evaluation, and I think they got it right. We think they got it right. There's a service error. Bruins have had a couple of those lately to keep the Waves in it here in set 2. 22-20. Substitution. So this is going to be Kevin Roberts coming in. Roberts has had some big hitting nights in the past for the Waves. He has only played in 5 sets on the year out of their 64 total. So
Also
Coach Winder,
another well-rounded athlete. Yeah. Has even played setter for the Waves.
Yeah, 6'7" grad student from Florida. Right side, Decker. He's got 2 blockers up. Covered up top by Roberts. Ball set. Harkey, whistle. Waves will win this point. One-point ball game.
Roberts out of Orlando, Florida, number 9.
He only has 2 kills on the season in 5 swings, but Coach Winder trying something different, and now the Bruins call a timeout. The lead is down to 1. The 1-set lead for UCLA, 22-21, and yet another set that's going to be determined by how well you finish in the 20s.
Big spark plug coming in, being able to sub in was Roberts. They subbed him in to try and get those big blocks on the right side.
Yeah, Pepperdine is hitting .500 in set 2. They're 13 for 22 with 2 errors, and they are up against it, down by 1 late in the set. UCLA is hitting .524, so actually a little better. 12 for 21 with just 1 hitting error, and they're hitting .415 for the match. Cooper Robinson, 9 kills at .389. And for the Waves, Cole Harkey, 9 kills at .421. Look at Cooper Robinson.
So you may look at the Waves side and say they don't have a true setter on the court, but number 9, Kevin Roberts, has played setter for the Waves a couple seasons ago. He had to come in for who Dvorak at the time was a starting setter, was injured. So that's a good substitution for the Waves here.
Yeah.
Big block on the right side.
Cole Harkey's at the service line. Ball hits the tape. Good focus there by Decker on the reception. Robinson from the middle, and the return is going wide. That is not an easy reception, I don't think, by Decker. That's a great play there, and making way for Robinson.
Calm, cool, and collected there. Added that timeout and earning the side out. With a big sub coming in here, Ito David at the service line is who the Bruins want.
Yeah, right off the tape, great focus by Decker, making way for Cooper Robinson. 23 looks at 21 here. Bruins looking for a 2-set lead. David, couple of aces already tonight. Good pass, left side, Ryan Barnett, cross-court swing, that's a big-time pass.
Big time pass to a big time kill. That pass allowing Barnett to go up and attack this ball. Great platform there from Dyer, giving a medium pass opportunity. There was only 2 blockers up, and they were committing to blocking the line, so it opened up that sharp cross for Barnett.
Bruins by 1 now, Rowan. And Robinson from the back, fires away, knocks it down.
When in doubt, find Cooper Robinson for the Bruins in the back row, being able to just earn another point. Now 11 kills on the ball game, batting .450.
That's John Spraw's play. All of his teams always ran that play so well. 2 set points for the Bruins. Much of this crowd on their feet. Cross-court swing kept alive by David. Right next to us, Rowan brings it back on the court. Robinson a swing. Bruins calling for a touch. They're not going to get it.
Good disciplined defense from the Waves, forcing that attack error. Take a look here. as David was able to dig that ball up. Robinson tried to find hands, wasn't able to.
All right, still set point, the second one for UCLA. Ethan Watson will be the server. Floats one to the back row for Kelly. Rowan to Robinson, looking for set two, not yet. Rowan again, Robinson on the left pin. That one is going down. Cooper Robinson finishes off set two with his 12th kill of the night. And the Bruins so far have taken 2 close sets.
Bruins wanted to get Robinson going, and they are. Rowan perfectly hanging that ball on the pin for Robinson to attack high off the hands, reuse, recycle, and find hands again.
Now, Cooper Robinson's 12th kill wins set number 2. UCLA leading 2 sets to none at the advantage. This high-profile MPSF contest. Thorne misses his serve. Cole Harkey at the line. Freshman puts it in play to Kelly. Get it to Rowan. Run the middle for Edwards. Denied. They got Watson up there with Dyer. And Ido David finishes that point. So starting to be more effective in terms of his swinging. We know his serving has been lights out.
Rowan tried to get David on the tempo set. Might have been just a bit too low. But David was able to get his feet to the ball.
9 kills at 353 now for Ido David. Tough serve. All taken by Barnett, tracked down by Riley, brought back to the front row and getting a kill, Barnett. And John Hawks does not like that point at all, and I don't blame him.
Can you score in out of system is the question at this level. Yes, number one, your expectation is to keep the ball in play, but are you able to find points out of system? And Barnett is.
Yeah, and UCLA got obviously exactly what it wanted out of the serve and didn't finish that one, and Pepperdine capitalizes with an ace of their own here, Ryan Barnett. Consolidate it.
Back-to-back momentum plays for Barnett, leading the waves here, especially with this topspin serve, just going for it at the end line.
It's 2 aces for Barnett, 28 on the year for him. That one is long, and both Harkey and Barnett now 10 kills apiece, hitting roughly the same. Each player with 1 air, and 24 versus 23 attempts, so. Pin hitters came to play tonight. 8-5. Harkey. All dug. Nice up there by David. Robinson. Right there, George Dyer. Out of the back, and the flag is up, and Barnett misses just his 2nd attempt.
That's the right set and swing for the Waves, just going a bit long. I expect Dyer to find Barnett again on that big attack.
9 serving 5 with Sean Kelly. Back to serve down the middle to Riley. Run the middle, Watson denied. Bruins have a triple wall up. The setter looking for a 2-ball. Dyer can't get it down. David off the tape. Picked up. George off a soft block. Robinson up front. And Robinson with the swing and the finish.
Bruins staying patient in transition, now calm in the chaos, giving them this opportunity to dig, to convert. Watch this finish. Robinson going up, broad jumping away, finishing his arm down.
Barnett with the pass off a tough serve out to the left. George Dyer just trying to drop it in. Right up there, Aziz. Beautiful pickup, high off the wall. Robinson looking for another one, not yet. Back over on 3, Bruins have it, and Kelly, that's an overpass. Bruins again, now with a 5-point lead, looking for more. Matthew Edwards finishes. Bruins very, very aggressive right now.
Bruins locking in on all fronts. We needed to see the fire from them, and we're seeing it here. Look at Aziz laying out with his arm, extending this rally. Nice dig by Harkey, but the Bruins taking advantage, going down the middle of the court, which they have wanted to do.
Yeah, you know, just gotta love the overall disposition of this volleyball team tonight. Remember, this is a 12-day layoff that UCLA's had. You had finals and a spring break. Thinking maybe, possibly a little rusty at some points tonight, but this team has looked like a team that's ranked second in the country.
Well, you're in the meat of the season, and I don't care if it's spring break. I don't care if you've had finals. You're a high-level college athlete. This is your job. You need to show up. What an ace there for the Waves. You have to show up. I was just preaching this the other night, last night, to my 17s team. I said, I don't care it's a Wednesday. You want to play at the college level? It's 20-plus hours in the gym and then your classes, and you're expected to show up every single time.
Bruins have it with a 4-point lead. Overpass there by Watson. UCLA's got it, and Sean Kelly attacking again. Right near the middle of the court, puts another one down. He has just been huge tonight. Sean Kelly is 7 for an errorless 11.
Watch as Kelly's able to get on his route in the back row, pulling the block of the Waves, and then going back towards the sideline.
Edwards serving down the middle. Dyer. Bruins pick up on it, and a little reverse try there. Not going to happen that time for Robinson.
Barnett tagging top of the block and forcing that unforced errors on the Bruins. Bringing the Waves into rotation number 1 with Dyer at the service line.
Again, Barnett and Harkey both in double-digit kills for Pepperdine. Robinson and David double-digit kills for UCLA. John Hawks talking with Bert Fuller. Floor being wiped up, and I think we're ready to go now. Gabe Dyer. In the middle, Cameron Thorne coming this way. Not much room for error that time. Just kind of hooked his arm around and just did get it on this near sideline.
Even with a commit block from the Waves, Thorne's arm swing is just so quick. Even in slow motion, you can't even see it.
Cameron Thorne, 6 for 8 with 1 error, swinging in the middle. Bruins by a handful, looking to sweep. First of 2 nights against number 9 Pepperdine and MPSF unbeaten Pepperdine. Free ball back over. Right side, George, and that will be a point. Block return went out, so George Dyer scores, makes it 13-9.
Dyer taking advantage, tooling the block of the Waves. At this level of volleyball, you have to be able to have that. Not shy away from the big block, but go up and challenge it.
George at the service line, fires away. Rowan, backside all the way across the court to Robinson, force an overpass. Thorne can't get it down, picked up by the Waves. Harkey, off speed shot. Whistle, Bruins are in the net.
Point by point, the Waves are able to close back in here. Net violation on Robinson.
Back-to-back points, makes it 13-10. Take another look. At this stage, the Bruins will certainly take that. Go back up by 4. Yeah, John Hawks doing a terrific job with this group in his first season, and like they were very well prepared for this match. Top of the standings. Threatening to hand the Waves their first conference loss, 1-on-2 from Barnett, and the Bruins win that battle.
In this rotation, Robinson wants to serve line to line. He's trying to take Barnett out of the game as the front row outside, applying that passing pressure.
No immediate timeout. That's because John Winder had to use an early one. The Bruins got off to a lead of 5-1. Dyer backside, Harkey, one-on-one there with Kelly. Keeps it alive, the Bruins do. Kelly off a touch there, put back by David. Harkey again from inside 10. Great dig, but Bruins again are in the net.
We usually don't see this many net violations. But maybe it's the height on the side of Harkey standing at 6'11" that the block is trying to over-exaggerate, forcing those errors on the side of the Bruins.
James Eady on the soft serve, low pass. They're able to compensate for that. Group works really well together. A low pass, Rowan still able to put it up for Thorne. Spencer Graves coming back in. He'll be serving for Cameron Thorne. Matthew Edwards also back to the front row. Graves, 6'5" sophomore from the Palisades, another Loyola High product, and used as a serving sub. Bruins by a handful here in the third and up 2 sets. Dyer, run, Watson, and that goes. Ethan Watson, the reigning MPSF Freshman of the Year.
Great set by Dyer, setting that ball off the net. Almost on the 10-foot line here with that pass, being able to thread the needle to his middle. Looped it just half a beat, giving Watson that opportunity to swing away.
Third-year sophomore middleman from Sunnyvale. Harkey now the server. Kelly on the pass to Rowan. Back to Kelly, drops it in there.
The true freshman finding ways to score yet again. Watch as Kelly is able to pass and then kick outside and trust his over-the-top swing there. Almost like a windmill swing.
Bruins hitting 391 in the set, 407 for the match. Got 4 hitters hitting extremely effectively. Middle and pin, and with authority, George Dyer comes right back.
George playing with passion there on that big attack. Hard to believe he was a libero for the Trojans just a season ago. Watches Dyer able to broad jump into that ball, allowing him to swing through that block.
The Bruins back up 5. The Waves now at 4 aces and 11 service errors tonight. Bruins, by contrast, 8 aces and 12 service errors. Front row, it goes back to Barnett, looking for the short window, and they'll score again, and yet again the Bruins are in the net. John Hawks looking really impatient regarding that call that's gone quite a bit tonight against UCLA, and he's going to challenge this. He's won 2 challenges tonight, John Hawks has. So he's got some to use. We're in the 3rd set.
Let's try and take a look here. Watching for a net on the side of the Bruins.
Are you seeing anything? I did not see anything on that look.
It might have been his jersey on the way down, but even if it was, jerseys on Edwards do not count as a net violation. Net violation has to be a part of the body that blood is flowing through.
Well, the call's confirmed.
But it is confirmed.
So, yeah. So the Bruins lose a challenge. 1 challenge left, barring a set 5. Let's take another look. Well, yeah.
It does move.
It moved just a little bit coming down. All right, 8-2 in the serving sub back in. Kelly on the reception. Robinson a swing, and this time he's roofed. Waves had 3 blockers up.
Big momentum play for the Bruins. Watch as they're able to lock in. Defense starts with vision. Ball setter, ball hitter. Bruins get on their, Waves get on their attacker, taking away that space. Good bunch read there.
Blocking leader on Pepperdine gets a block assist. Bruin lead down to 3. Toon on the serve and an ace. This is a serving sub, Aiden Toon, who serves an ace. It is the 5th one by Pepperdine tonight.
Aiden Toon carving it up at the end line. Also another product of Punahou.
5 aces on the year now for Aiden Toon. Lead is down to 2 for the Bruins. 3 in a row for the Waves.
Good spark plug though coming in at the service line for the Waves. Toon screaming it's not over to his teammates.
Waves put their libero back on the floor, Jacob Riley. And also Kahale Clinny is on to serve in place of Edwards.
Set is front row for the Waves, so look for Harkey on the D ball, Barnett on the Bic, over the top of Edie in the middle. Bruins have to track that.
Kahale Clinny for UCLA. Redshirt freshman in play. Tough serve, force an overpass, and Cooper Robinson will take care of it. That is a tremendous serve by Kahale Clinny.
Great momentum play for the Bruins, forcing that overpass. I like to call it almost like an assist, teeing up. Robinson there on this serve, perfectly going down the sideline, giving Robinson that opportunity to score.
Forces Pepperdine into its second and final timeout. A little bit of breathing room now if you're UCLA, 20-16. So the Bruins looking to sweep it. Pepperdine will have to come back if they want to force a 4th set. Well, how about the UCLA women's basketball team, the #1 seed in the NC2A tournament? They are on to the Sweet 16. It won't be easy. Got to deal with a very good SEC team in Ole Miss. #5 seed, that can be seen on March 28th. That would be tomorrow night at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. UCLA, with a win in that one, it would be on to the Elite 8. Take a look at the retired jersey, number 15, and Myers. And if you haven't followed UCLA women's basketball this year, let me fill you in. They are really good.
To say the least. Ranked #1 for quite some time in the nation.
Won't be easy tomorrow, I'll tell you.
It won't be easy.
SEC team.
And it's been some time since a West Coast team has won the NCAA women's basketball trophy.
Yeah, Stanford a couple years back. Of course, the traditional powerhouse. See if the Bruins can get it done as the #1 overall seed. Test to them tomorrow and beyond. 20-16 here, front court. Backside to Harkey out of the timeout, and Cole Harkey puts it down. The freshman brings it to a 3-point difference.
Great first ball side out for the Waves. Dyer hanging that ball perfectly for Harkey to step close to. Harkey has been disciplined, getting his feet to the apex of the volleyball every time.
Gabe Dyer, the server. Bruins have played very well twice tonight when they have reached 20. They're at 20 right now. Matter of finishing the job. Rowan, run it to Cameron Thorne. Clip the tape, but good enough. Cameron Thorne goes to 8 for 11 with 1 error.
Thorne getting on his route, running the 1. And it was the ball that touched the top of the tape there.
Andrew Rowan back to serve. Fires away a very tough one. Edie across the way, brings it back to Harkey. Gathered up there by Rowan to keep it alive. And of course, Cooper Robinson's gonna finish it. Terrific point all the way around for UCLA to get that much closer. 22-17. Rowan, what a serve.
Starts at the service line. Best defense is an offensive serve, and that's Rowan putting that pressure on the Bruins.
I don't know how Barnett kept that alive. Somehow it was a terrific, reception there to keep the play going, at least give them a chance. That was just an electric serve. He's got an ace tonight, Andrew does. One of the top servers in the nation throughout the national championship runs, and that one's going long. $15 aces, though, now in the air for Rowan. The Bruins just had a great serving night. Came in with 123. They have served 8 tonight, so 131 now on the air. 22-18. Rowan, right side, Robinson, and off the wall it goes. Yet another kill for number 11 out there. Give him 16 on the night, 33 swings as he moves past 350 hitting.
Block wasn't fully sealed for the Waves. Watch as Robinson takes advantage of the inside hand of middle blocker Edie.
2 points from the straight set win. Ethan Watson back to the front. Brendan Reed, another serving sub on Pepperdine, will come in. Reed, 6'4" senior from Newport Beach.
Reed does a great job of mixing up his serves. He's able to carve different seams, go short and deep.
He has 5 aces on the year. Serves from the far side near the corner. Rowan, run Cameron Thorne. Wow.
Thorne with authority in the middle. Do we expect anything less from the standout middle? Arguably one of the top, if not top middle blocker, dare I say, in the nation.
Oh, it's phenomenal. 5 match points for the Bruins. Much of Pauley back to their feet. Left side, Ryan Barnett, clear the wall, scores. Ryan Barnett, 12 for 28, 3 errors, right around 300.
Barnett continues to have a calming leadership presence on the court for the Waves, smiling through that last swing.
Match point number 2. Bruins are on receive. Jump serve Harkey, and nice serve, and maybe even a better pass by Kirchie. Kelly for the match, not yet. Out of the back, and scoring, George Dyer. Back-to-back Pepperdine points, 24-21.
What a dig by libero Jacob Riley for Pepperdine, sitting inside the block of the Waves.
I think Coach Hawks will call a timeout here if he does not win the point. Harkey still serving, back row, front row now. Rowan, right side to V for the match. That is no good. I think Coach Hawks will call one here. They have fought off 3 match points, the Waves have. 24-22. And he does. Yeah, you got to get a set play here because you can't let it get, I don't think, to 23. Then things start to really tighten up.
Wait.
Playing in Firestone. All right, so Cole Harkey and the Waves are on a little 3-0 mini run here. They'll need to do it twice more with Harkey at the line. Got off a really nice serve last time. Jump serve, Harkey goes down the middle. Good pass to Rowan. Run the left side. Kelly goes through the wall. Very fitting ending because he had a wonderful match and a very high-profile match. Stars came to play tonight, and the Bruins got a lot of production from someone who, let's face it, we don't talk about every single night, Sean Kelly.
Kelly showed up. The true freshman was able to find ways to score in the front row. He played disciplined defense. It was a high-level volleyball game all the way across. Yes, 3 sets, but it was point for point until the red zone. In each 3 of the sets, I think the Waves played incredible defense. They really put the pressure on the Bruins, and they had offensive threats at the net, but the Bruins able to win 2 or more points in the red zone.
8 in a row the Bruins have won against the Waves, 3 in a row consecutively, and it was a battle of MPSF unbeatens. Unofficially, Sean Kelly goes 8 for an error.